My beloved child, I call out to you now with deep compassion and everlasting care, inviting you to pause and listen to the whispers of my heart, for I am the one who formed you with precision and purpose, and I hold you in the palm of my hand. I assure you that I never leave your side, even in moments when your mind wanders or your emotions feel fragile, because my commitment to your well-being is constant. Do not allow the noise of the world to convince you otherwise, for I am here, wrapping you in my presence with each passing breath, reminding you that your future is secure under my watchful eye. Take hope in this unfailing promise, for I cherish you, and I will guide you forward with gentle hands and an unwavering love. I see your heart, and I understand the longing within your soul to find refuge and assurance in a world that sometimes appears harsh or unforgiving. Know that I am watching over you every moment, guarding you from the hidden shadows, and protecting you against those uncertainties that cause your heart to race and your spirit to tremble. Trust that nothing escapes my notice, and even the smallest tear has immense value in my sight, for I treasure every fragment of your life. Receive my embrace with boldness because my presence defends you, and my love sustains you through every trial. Welcome my presence right now, for I am ready to fill your heart with fresh strength, new hope, and the tenderness your soul craves in times of turmoil. Allow my comfort to penetrate those places in your life that seem too difficult to bear, and remember that I am not a distant observer, but a faithful companion. Let your anxieties fall away as you turn to me in sincere prayer, for I am eager to shoulder your burdens and replace your fears with the calm of my unchanging grace. Continue forward knowing that my support never wavers, and I hold your future secure in my loving care. I call you precious, and I declare that you are of immeasurable worth in my eyes, for I designed you with a purpose that transcends every doubt you may harbor. You are not an accident or a mere collection of days. Rather, you are my intentional creation, forged by my hand and brought into this world by my will. Recognize that you carry a divine spark within, which I placed there to shine through any darkness that might try to overwhelm you. Always remember that I take delight in you, and I want you to stand tall in the knowledge that my goodness surrounds you. You may wonder how I can take joy in you, especially in those moments when you feel burdened by your own shortcomings and limited by your past. But trust that I see beyond your flaws, for I am the one who knows the depths of your spirit and the gold hidden within your heart. You are like a radiant gem in my sight, polished by life's challenges and made brighter with each test you endure. Hold your head high and rejoice in this reality. I find great pleasure in the unique light you reflect, and I will never stop believing in the destiny I have set before you. Allow yourself to marvel at my handiwork, for when I shaped you, I infused you with distinct gifts that no one else can duplicate. I take pride in the way your mind processes details, the way your heart displays compassion, and the way your soul yearns to create beauty in the world. Every breath you take echoes my love, and every step you make demonstrates the potential I placed inside you. Remember this truth and let it fortify your spirit. You are priceless in my kingdom, and I delight in your presence more than you realize. I know the hard days that seem relentless, when your spirit wrestles with feelings of insecurity and your body aches from exhaustion. There are moments when you ask yourself if you have the strength to continue, wondering if I hear your quiet cries for help. Rest assured, I am acutely aware of every tear that falls, every sigh that rises from your weary lips, and every secret ache that dwells in the depths of your soul. Do not worry, for my compassion runs deeper than any ocean, and I am already moving to ease the burden you feel. I want you to understand that your challenges are not punishments, but opportunities to witness my power working in your life. When you are troubled by the night and uneasy about what the new day might bring, remember that I am the author of dawn, and I will illuminate your path. Even when you cannot yet see how I am orchestrating every detail, trust that I hold the blueprint of your tomorrow, and nothing can stop my intentions. Fix your eyes on my limitless abilities and take courage, for I am your sure foundation, and you will not be shaken. There is no fear I cannot quell, and no doubt I cannot dissipate, for my strength flows without limit, and I provide refuge in any storm. Do not allow your heart to faint when the winds of adversity blow wildly around you, for I am the master of seas and the calmer of chaos. Storms may rage, but they do not hold power over my dominion, and I have the final word over every circumstance. Embrace my peace and know that I am your shield, protecting you from even the fiercest threats that rise. I understand that sometimes you wonder if you have been forgotten, lost in a crowd of voices all crying out for assistance. But I assure you, my dear one, I call you by name, and I never lose sight of who you are. It pleases me to tend to you personally, wrapping you in an intimate care that surpasses human understanding. Believe this promise and find rest. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one, and I delight in rescuing your heart. When you ache from loneliness, remember that I am the faithful companion who stands closer than any friend, never distant and never dismissive. My ears are always open to hear your whispers of longing, and my eyes search for every opportunity to fill your life with grace. I do not turn away from your tears, nor do I grow weary of your constant requests, because I cherish every chance to comfort my beloved. Take this consolation to heart. When the world turns its back, I remain, and I clothe you in my everlasting embrace. It is true that life can test your spirit, pushing you past the limits you thought you had. Yet, I encourage you not to shrink back in fear, but to lean into my strength, for I will hold you steady. Even when you feel small or insignificant, remember that my power is made perfect in weakness, and I am eager to show myself mighty on your behalf. Keep pressing forward, bolstered by the promise that I, the one who laid Earth's cornerstone, will provide every resource you need. Do not fear your failures, for I am the Redeemer who picks you up when you stumble and sets you on a firmer path. In your lowest valleys, my grace shines even brighter, and I extend my hand without hesitation to lift you from despair. Believe that no mistake can separate you from my compassion, because I already knew every misstep and yet chose to love you with fierce determination. Raise your head even after a fall, for I am here to restore and renew you in every way. You may wonder why certain pains enter your journey, why doors close, or why seasons change without warning. Understand that I am sovereign over all things, and even when it hurts, I am masterfully weaving beauty from life's tangled threads. Trust that your life is a tapestry held in my divine hands, and every stitch has a purpose designed for your ultimate good. Let my words soften the blow of disappointment. Do not lose hope, because I am working behind the scenes, and I will bring forth a lovely pattern from what appears broken. Come to me with your frustrations, your unanswered questions, and your silent anguish, for I am not intimidated by your struggles or your doubts. My heart rejoices when you pour out your honest thoughts, and I take pleasure in shouldering your load. Even in your confusion, I am there, speaking words of comfort and guidance into your mind, never growing tired of reminding you that you are cherished. Place your trust in my open arms, and believe that I am capable of healing every wound and mending every fracture in your soul. Hold on to this. I am your refuge. When life's burdens press heavily upon your shoulders, I stand ready to share the weight and to carry you when your steps falter. Do not be ashamed to confess your limits, for I delight in demonstrating my sufficiency, filling your deficiencies with my strength. Receive my invitation and rest securely. I am the unfailing shelter you can run to, and I will not withdraw my comfort from you. When you gaze at the obstacles before you, remember my words that promise I am greater than any hindrance you encounter. I am the God who parts the seas, the one who makes a way through impassable routes, and there is nothing impossible for me. If you doubt whether I am working, look to the history of my faithfulness and see how I have always provided escape and victory. Take encouragement from this, for I am always at work, and I will reveal my deliverance in due time. Fear not the heartaches of your past, for I am the one who redeems the years the locusts have eaten, and I restore what seemed lost forever. No sorrow is too deep for my healing, no wound too severe for my reparative touch. I am here to turn your weeping into dancing, to trade your ashes for a crown of beauty. Raise your eyes toward me and smile in anticipation. I am the God of new beginnings, and I will not leave you in ruin. Observe how a gardener prunes a vine, cutting away dead branches to stimulate greater growth. In the same way, I may remove certain things from your life to foster a richer, more abundant bloom. Do not lament those prunings as cruel, for I see what you cannot, and I am fashioning you into a fruitful masterpiece. Find peace in this process, trusting that my shears are gentle, intended to help you flourish in ways you've yet to imagine. Rejoice in the moments when doors close, for it means I am directing you toward a better path or protecting you from dangers you cannot foresee. You may feel stirrings of disappointment, but choose to place your hope in me, the one who understands your entire story from beginning to end. Know that I am always preparing something greater for you, and what you perceive as a detour may actually be your destination. Remain hopeful and stand firm in the expectation that my good plans for you cannot fail. When you hear critical voices or negative thoughts, try to diminish your confidence. Remember, I am the ultimate authority on your worth. I crafted your sense of humor, your compassion, your intellect, and every other attribute that makes you unique. No human opinion can ever override my loving verdict that you are worthy, capable, and deeply valued. Meditate on my truth and stand secure. I have declared you wonderful, and my words do not return void. Breathe in my peace when the anxieties of life mount and your heart begins to pound with unrest. Let each inhale draw in the assurance of my steadfast love, and each exhale release the worries that serve only to burden you. Remember that I am the Prince of Peace, and when you invite me into your turmoil, I bring calm that surpasses all understanding. Surrender your anxieties to me, for I am faithful to take care of every concern, and I delight in seeing you at rest. Strive not for perfection in your spiritual walk, for I am fully aware of your human limitations. When you fumble with your words during prayer or fail to live up to your expectations, I love you just the same. I desire your authenticity more than your flawlessness, longing for the raw, genuine cries of your heart above any polished display. Embrace my grace with a smile. My compassion runs deep, and I rejoice in every honest step you take toward me. Never think you have to perform elaborate rituals or speak poetic phrases to catch my attention. I am captivated by your simple whisper and your sincere hesitations, for I treasure you more than words can express. Come to me just as you are, without mask or disguise, and allow my spirit to refresh you from within. Rejoice that you are fully known and still deeply loved, for I will never turn you away. In your darkest hours, remember that I am the light that no darkness can extinguish. Even when you feel surrounded by gloomy circumstances or personal failures, my radiance seeps in, bringing hope where desolation once reigned. I am your guiding beacon, leading you out of despair and into a new dawn of possibilities. Rise each morning in confidence, knowing that my illumination will never be eclipsed, and my steadfastness remains your constant companion. Look to the horizon when your heart grows weary, and behold how I paint the sky with colors of promise. Just as day follows night without fail, so will my plan for you remain unbroken through the seasons of your life. Trust that even your current struggles are but a passing cloud, and my sunlight of blessing is sure to break through. Take heart, for I am forever reliable, and I will fill your future with my unending goodness. When troubles arise like giants on your path, raise your voice in prayer, calling out to me with confidence that I hear your every word. Watch how I empower you to overcome adversity, equipping you with faith and courage you didn't know you possessed. My Spirit will transform your battles into spiritual growth, strengthening your character and enhancing your capacity to love. Do not shrink back, for I am your mighty ally, and your victory reflects my everlasting glory. Celebrate the small triumphs as joyfully as the grand ones, for each step forward demonstrates my active presence in your life. No progress is insignificant, and even a tiny shift toward healing can lead to major transformation. I am the God who cherishes details, and I rejoice with you in every accomplishment, whether seen or hidden. Keep your spirit light and your heart open, for I delight in your journey, and I am proud of every brave decision you make. You were made to thrive, not merely survive, and I long to see your soul awaken to all the possibilities I have prepared. Come to me in prayer, lay down your doubts, and open yourself to the joy of my presence. Learn to see your potential through my eyes, and you will discover that nothing is out of reach when I am by your side. Raise your expectations, for I am the source of abundance, and my gifts to you flow with generosity and love. Sometimes, your efforts to trust me may feel like a strain, especially when life offers no quick resolutions. But remember that true trust is formed in the furnace of waiting, and patience becomes the key that unlocks greater revelations of my faithfulness. Allow me to test the foundations of your hope, and be not afraid if your timelines are not met. Hold your peace, for my timing is always perfect, and you will celebrate the fruit of your perseverance. Do not run from your vulnerabilities. Instead, bring them to me as a sacred offering. I am here to mend your frailty, to shore up every leaking part of your spirit, and to release my strength into your weakness. You do not need to present yourself as fearless, for I already know you inside and out. Place your hopes and fears into my hands and remain assured. I will lift you far above every storm that threatens your peace. If you find yourself tempted to compare your journey to others, remember that I have a unique roadmap for you, tailor-made for your growth and provision. You are not behind or ahead, but right on schedule in my eternal plan. Strive not for the accomplishments of another, but for the fulfillment of the purpose I have written into your heart. Rest in the knowledge that your course is sacred and blessed, and I am proud to guide you every step. I understand your desire for approval, but let my affirmation be enough, for I see your efforts and rejoice in who you are becoming. The praise of humans can wane as quickly as it comes, but my love for you endures through all ages. When you feel undervalued by those around you, look to me and find satisfaction in my smile. Celebrate the fact that you have my favor, and let that reality guide you into quiet contentment. When nightfall brings silence and your mind replays the day's struggles, call to me, and I will comfort you beyond what words can express. I understand the burden of anxious thoughts and the heaviness of a hope deferred. Pour out your frustrations in those still hours, for my ear never grows deaf to your pleas. Know that dawn will break with new mercies, and I will be there to carry you into fresh possibilities. Listen for my whisper in the quiet moments when all else seems to fall away, for that is often when I speak most tenderly. I love to reveal myself in the calm of your heart, giving you insight and reassurance in ways that busyness can mask. Pursue solitude with me, even if just for a few minutes, and you will find that my presence fills the vacant spaces of your soul. Receive my words and cling to them, for they carry life and hope that never diminish. Remember that you are part of my family, and I long for you to experience the unity of believers who share their stories of faith. Do not withdraw into isolation when you are hurting, but seek out fellowship, for I often speak through the kindness and companionship of others. Together you strengthen one another, and I am glorified when my children support each other's needs. Stay connected, and know that my love is made manifest through those who surround you in my name. Guard your heart against discouragement by reflecting on my previous miracles in your life, big or small. Recall how I provided, healed, or comforted you in times past, and let that memory breathe courage into your present. If I did it before, I can do it again, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Step forward expectantly, with faith that I shall once more display my marvelous works in your midst. When you feel the need to strive for acceptance or to earn my love, stop and recognize you already have it. My love is not a wage you must work for. It is a free gift bestowed upon you from the beginning. I take joy in you because you are mine, and no striving can add or subtract from that reality. Release yourself from the chains of performance and rest in the assurance that my affection for you remains constant and true. Each time you sense the weight of temptation or the enticement of wrongdoing, call on me for strength, and I will provide a way out. I am your defender, never desiring you to fight alone or battle beyond your capacity. Remain alert and lean on my might, for I delight in helping you escape the enemy's snares. Stand firm in the knowledge that with me, victory over any temptation is always within reach. Allow yourself moments of joy and laughter, for I am the source of true gladness, and I rejoice in your glee. A cheerful heart refreshes the spirit, breaking the chains of despondency and welcoming hope. Laughter is not frivolous. It is a gift that I use to bring healing and renewal to your inner being. Choose to embrace those rays of happiness and be at ease. I desire your fulfillment, and I delight in seeing you smile. Cherish the people I have placed around you, for they are opportunities for you to experience and extend my love. Even when relationships become complicated or chaotic, remember that you are called to reflect my patience and gentleness. Foster connections that nurture kindness and selflessness, and witness how I use those bonds to grow your compassion. Extend forgiveness when you are wronged, and seek reconciliation when there is a rift, knowing I am the healer of broken relationships. Pay attention to those who suffer in silence, for I often place you in their path to be a blessing and a light. When you offer a word of comfort or a listening ear, you become my hands and feet in a world desperate for hope. Look for chances to serve without expectation of reward, for I see every act of kindness, and I will fill your heart with a fulfillment that this world cannot match. Remember that you were created to spread my love, and no gesture is too small when inspired by compassion. In the face of criticism and injustice, remember my Son who endured the ultimate sacrifice without retaliation. Let that image reassure you that I understand your pain, and I am fully prepared to defend you when others judge harshly. Remain humble, and allow me to deal with wrongs in my perfect wisdom, for I alone judge with righteousness. Retain your dignity by acting in love, and trust that I will uphold your cause with a just hand. Through every season, I encourage you to keep your eyes on the cross, for there you will see the proof of my sacrificial love for you. Every drop of blood shed was a token of my unwavering devotion, a declaration that you would never have to walk this earth without hope. Let that vision stir gratitude and a deeper longing to draw near to me, knowing that I would stop at nothing to bring you salvation. Hold fast to that symbol of redemption, and rejoice that I chose you as my cherished heir. Value my scriptures, for within them lies the counsel you need to navigate life's paths and to stand strong against deception. These words were breathed by my Spirit, and they carry wisdom and insight that no human philosophy can surpass. Delight in meditating on them, and you will develop a spiritual discernment that guards your heart and minds you of my ways. Trust that I speak through those sacred pages, and every promise I make is guaranteed by my holiness. Yes, there will be days when you feel your hope slipping through your fingers like sand, but do not yield to despair. Hold tight to the assurance that I am working in the background, fashioning a future for you that far exceeds your limited vision. When the road ahead seems ominous, remember that I am an expert at turning challenges into miracles. Cling to faith and keep walking, for I am the lighthouse that guides you away from the shoals and towards safer shores. Do not believe the lie that your prayers go unanswered or fall into a void. Each word you speak to me is treasured in my kingdom. My responses may surprise you, sometimes coming in different timing or forms than you expected, but trust that I am actively engaged. Often I am protecting you from doors you were never meant to open or preparing you for greater opportunities. Stay faithful and trust my wisdom, for I am always attentive to the deepest cries of your heart. Offer up your praise, even in the midst of struggles, for praise shifts your focus from your problems to my power. When you lift your voice in thanksgiving, you invite my presence into your trial, and your burden grows lighter. Worship is not simply a ritual. It is your spirit's testimony that I am good, even when circumstances appear grim. Make praise your battle cry, and see how it breaks the chains of discouragement, setting your heart free to hope again. Accept my mercy today, for it is new every morning and available without price. You cannot earn this grace by your own merit, nor can you lose it through a single misstep, for it flows from my unchanging character. When guilt would whisper that you have strayed too far, remember that my compassion is boundless, and I seek your restoration, not your condemnation. Let my mercy heal your shame and invigorate your soul, pushing you to live in the freedom I intended from the start. Lean on your faith community, whether large or small, because I designed you to flourish in relationship, not in loneliness. Share your burdens and allow them to share theirs, for there is a sacred exchange of encouragement when hearts unite in mutual support. I am present in the midst of fellowship, binding wounds and releasing joy in the process. Choose to invest in these connections, trusting that I work through human hands and voices to fortify your spirit. Take confidence that your failures do not define you. They serve as lessons that guide you toward greater wisdom. When you trip and fall, remember I am quick to forgive and mighty to redeem, willing to shape even your mistakes into stepping stones. Do not cling to regret or self-condemnation, but turn your face toward my loving gaze and allow me to direct you further along the path of growth. Walk on, knowing I am proud of your efforts and ever willing to lead you forward. If you begin to lose sight of your own value, remind yourself that I see a masterpiece where you may see imperfections. My plans for you are meticulously laid out, and I never question your ability to achieve them with my help. Receive the comfort of my words that proclaim you as fearfully and wonderfully made, created with a uniqueness that glorifies me. Every part of you has purpose, and I rejoice in who you are, always inviting you to see yourself through my eyes. When you feel weary from fighting for your aspirations and dreams, place them in my hands and allow me to refine them. Not every desire you hold is meant to flourish, but the ones planted by me will unfold at the perfect time. Trust that I am the ultimate gardener, tending every seed with care, watering with my favor, and pruning with my wisdom. Watch with anticipation, for I will bring forth a harvest in your life that no discouragement can stop. Do not discount the power of simple acts of obedience, for even a quiet step in the right direction creates significant ripple effects. I am able to multiply your small offerings of love, kindness, and sacrifice into wonders beyond your imagination. You do not need a grand platform to make a lasting difference. A single word spoken in compassion can change a life forever. Rejoice in the knowledge that your every act of sincere devotion serves a part in my great design. Recognize that forgiveness is essential for your own healing, and embrace it even when your pain makes it difficult. To forgive does not excuse what was done, but it releases you from the shackles of bitterness. I am well aware of your hurts, and I will always be your advocate, yet I ask you to trust me with the judgment and consequences. Walk forth in freedom, knowing that your act of mercy blesses not only the one you forgive, but also the depths of your own soul. When the future seems blurry and you doubt your ability to face tomorrow, remember that I am already there. I am not confined by time, and I see both the grand canvas and the intimate details of each coming day. Breathe steadily and release the burden of trying to control everything. Instead, lean on my unfailing guidance. Trust my hand that leads you step by step, for I desire your well-being and stand ready to prove it through every season ahead. In the moments when your spirit feels fickle and you question your commitment to spiritual disciplines, remember that I adore you, fickleness and all. I delight in your efforts to keep your eyes on me, even when you fall short of your ideals. Do not let guilt drive you away. Rather, let it point you toward a quick return to my embrace. I am constantly pursuing you, and my arms remain wide open, longing to rekindle your passion and renew your resolve. Hear my call to raise your voice in prayer when doubt threatens to paralyze you. Even if your words falter, my spirit intercedes on your behalf with groans too deep for human comprehension. Yield your heart to this holy exchange, and you will find that I respond with grace, strength, and a flood of peace that drowns out anxiety. Encounter my love in the language of the Spirit, and trust that I receive every petition with absolute care. Cling to the fact that your life has a divine purpose. You are not just drifting among the masses. My plans for you were established long before you took your first breath, and I delight in revealing them in due time. Wait patiently and listen for my directions, for I am eager to unfold the next chapter of your journey. Anticipate with hope, knowing you are central to my heart and crucial to my master plan. Confess your hurts and your shortcomings openly to me, for that is where true healing begins. In the process of laying bare your secrets, you become more receptive to the comfort only I can provide. Resist the urge to hide from me out of shame or pride. I already know you fully, and my love persists nonetheless. Rejoice that transparency with me results in freedom and a peace that another person's understanding could never match. Relinquish the toxic burden of unrealistic expectations you place on yourself or others, for they often lead to disappointment and strained relationships. Strive for excellence, not perfection, and extend the same courtesy to those around you. I did not create you to exist under the crushing weight of constant judgment, but to live in the spacious realm of mercy. Release those expectations into my hands and discover a greater capacity for peace, growth, and forgiveness. Purify your mind by dwelling on that which is true, honorable, right, pure, and lovely, for the thoughts you cultivate shape your outlook. Allow my words to stand guard over your heart, filtering out discouragement or negativity that would weaken your spirit. Feed your soul with encouragement from Scripture, uplifting conversations, and moments in my presence. Guard your inner sanctuary well, for what occupies your thoughts will determine the course of your life. When the voice of condemnation rises inside you, rebuke it with the truth of my forgiveness and redemption. I do not delight in your self-inflicted shame. I sent my Son to set you free from it. Any reminder of your past transgressions that leads you away from my love is a deception, and you are empowered to dismiss it. Walk in liberty, knowing that there is no condemnation for those who dwell in my embrace. Exercise discernment in the voices you allow to speak into your life, for not every voice has your best interest at heart. Seek wise counsel from those who honor my name and reflect the values of my kingdom. Be cautious about negativity or false teachings, and always match what you hear against the counsel of my word. Remember that I am the final authority, and I will guide you away from spiritual dangers if you listen attentively. Even in the times when you feel unequipped or overwhelmed by responsibilities, know that I am your fortress, providing supernatural aid for every task. Humbly ask for help and trust that I will deploy heaven's resources to strengthen you in diverse ways. Do not underestimate the power of my provision, for I can accomplish more through your willingness than you ever thought possible. Take courage and move forward, aware that I, your God, am mightily at work within you. I call you to live with courage and generosity, lighting up the dark corners of this world through simple acts of selflessness. Share what you have, whether it be time, wisdom, or material possessions, and remember that a giving heart mirrors my own. There is no need to fear lack, for I am your infinite source, capable of refilling you whenever you pour yourself out for others. Embrace the joy of sharing, and let me reveal how your generosity echoes through eternity. Practice gratitude in every circumstance, for thankfulness shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already possess in me. Even your trials can prompt gratitude, for through them I cultivate perseverance, compassion, and a greater dependence on my strength. When you choose to be thankful, you open a door for my blessings to flow more freely into your life. Continue in this attitude, and witness how gratitude fosters a joy that none of life's hardships can steal. Keep in mind that your earthly existence is but a breath compared to the eternity I have prepared for you. Your sufferings, while real and often intense, are temporary in the light of the glory that awaits you in my presence. Cling to the promise of everlasting life, where no tears will remain, and every wound will be healed beyond measure. Persevere with hope and faith, for I am the God who holds your eternal destiny in loving hands. Regard each new day as a canvas I have provided, ready for you to paint with actions of kindness, words of healing, and echoes of my love. You do not need to be perfect to create something beautiful. You just need a willing heart and a focus on what truly matters. I take joy in your creative expressions of faith, whether they take the form of service, art, music, or quiet dedication to a task. Rest assured that as you pour yourself out, I add the divine touch that transforms your efforts into a masterpiece. Be mindful of your physical needs as well, for I care deeply about your body, which is a marvelous creation fashioned by my hand. Nourish yourself wisely and allow time for rest, for I did not design you to run on exhaustion. Balance your spiritual pursuits with the recognition that you are whole, body, mind, and spirit, all intertwined. Honor me by taking care of your health, and I will strengthen you for the purposes I have given. And now, listen closely to my invitation. Come to me when weariness weighs you down and when your efforts feel futile. Rest in my presence where striving ceases, and allow my whispered voice to replenish your soul. Do not put on a front of endless energy. I alone never grow weary, and it delights me when you rely on me. Fear not your limitations, for I complete you, and in my arms you will never lack any good thing. I remind you that you need not journey this road in isolation. Extend your hand in prayer, and you will find mine already waiting to intertwine with yours. Instead of shouldering your burdens alone, surrender them willingly, and watch as I replace your strain with a sense of security. Let your heart be lightened by the realization that I am standing beside you as your eternal companion. Today, I extend a fresh invitation. Will you whisper your hopes and your fears to me? Let this be an ongoing conversation, an exchange where you speak and I listen, where I respond and you find comfort. No word is too small, no plea too drastic for me to handle. Say yes to this dialogue, and you will discover a new depth of peace, knowing your prayers are cradled in my unfailing kindness. Remember that I am not just a God of the past or the future, but also of your present, right here in this very breath. I see your disappointments, and I reach out my hand to ease your burdens as they occur, not after you struggle alone. Invite me into this moment, no matter how ordinary it seems, and you will taste the splendor of my closeness. Take refuge in this truth. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. As you step forward, consider the amazing possibilities that await you, for I am the author of new chapters, and I take pleasure in surprising my children with unforeseen blessings. Lean into me for discernment, and trust that I have set before you doors of opportunity. Do not let dread of the unknown hinder you from walking through them, for I stand with you, guiding each step. Continue on with assurance, knowing that a brighter horizon is within reach. I want you to envision yourself free from the anxieties that have plagued you, seeing your steps aligned with my purposes and your heart beating with joy. This is not an illusion. It is the future I have prepared for you, if you will boldly trust and obey. Allow my promises to eclipse your worries and walk forward, unafraid of what lies ahead. Rejoice, for your tomorrows are in my hand, and I am a good father, longing to provide for you. Even now, I am actively working to reshape whatever needs refinement in your life, gathering the fragments of your hurts and reconfiguring them into something beautiful. Perhaps you cannot see the pattern, but trust that I am the master craftsman, weaving a grand design of redemption. Do not resist my touch out of fear. Surrender your pieces and watch how I make them into a masterpiece. Anticipate goodness, for it is my specialty to transform disarray into glory. When you feel a nudge to pray for another or to serve someone in need, do not dismiss it as a random thought. Such inclinations may very well be my spirit, prompting you to participate in a greater work of compassion. Embrace these holy opportunities, for in serving others, you will also find your own faith strengthened. Step out in obedience, and I will meet you there with a multiplication of joy and purpose. Let your heart imagine my will done in every corner of your life, even the unformed parts that cause you anxiety. Picture my provision, my timely interventions, my grace running like a river through the drier areas of your experience. Refuse to doubt the resourcefulness of your Creator, for I specialize in making impossibilities possible. Press on with expectation, for your steadfast faith allows my power to shine brightly in your midst. Remember, I have not brought you this far only to leave you stranded on the shores of uncertainty. Your journey is a continuation of my story, written with the ink of love, mercy, and divine purpose. If you ever wonder whether I am still with you, listen for my voice reminding you that your footsteps are ordered by my hand. Persevere, for I am faithful, and your destination is sealed by my perfect plan. As you face obstacles that would deter you from pursuing my kingdom, stand firm and call on my name. I am your fortress, your ever-present help in times of trouble, and nothing can stand against my authority. Hold your ground in the truth that I have already secured your victory once and for all. Wield your faith boldly, for in it you will find a strength that no oppression can overcome. Turn your thoughts frequently toward heaven, for where your focus lies, there your heart will also follow. By contemplating eternal matters, you gain perspective on earthly challenges, recognizing their smallness next to my infinite power. Do not neglect your earthly responsibilities, but permeate them with a sense of divine purpose. In such a mindset, you will experience a peace that surpasses all understanding, for you know your true citizenship dwells with me. Let me assure you again, my love for you is unchanging, endless, and complete, regardless of the twists and turns your life has taken. I hold you in my embrace with a fierce dedication that cannot be swayed by mistakes or oversights. No force in heaven or on earth can separate you from this divine love I have poured out upon you. Find hope in this eternal certainty, for it is the foundation on which you can build an unshakable life. I bless you now, covering every aspect of your being, your thoughts, your hopes, your struggles, your relationships, with my sustaining grace. Let my peace shower over you, quieting every storm and bringing harmony to every fragment of your day. Stand confident, knowing I am by your side, defending you from harm and lifting you above any obstacle that seeks to overwhelm you. Accept this blessing and step boldly into the next moments of your life, filled with the quiet resolve that I am forever your refuge. Look forward with faith, for I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. Believe that the best is still to come, for I delight in surpassing your expectations and unveiling wonders beyond what you have envisioned. Keep your heart open and your soul ready, because great things await those who trust my timing and remain steadfast in love. Take this promise as your final encouragement. I am with you, I cherish you, and I will guide you every step of the way toward the brighter tomorrow I have ordained.